A land so treasured, a land so beautiful, a land where resources and productivity campaign jealously to institute holistic transformation in all spheres of the economy. A land so determined to remain steadily on track for speedy growth and development. This land is Katsina State, the home of hospitality, the melting pot of consistent innovation and productivity. When a boisterous man leads an economically viable state, the results are usually indelible. The results showcase excellence, progress, and sustainability in all spheres of the economy. Katsina State is one lucky state in Nigeria that has the man in the right place, doing the right things for the right people. According to some quarters, what we have seen in Katsina State over the last 7 years has been described by some as magic. But far from that, it is not magic. It is just using resources accruing to the state to develop the people. It is transformation indeed. Katsina, an old city in the northern region of Nigeria, is 256 kilometers east of the city of Sokoto and 134 kilometers northwest of Kano, close to the border with Niger Republic. Katsina sits on the river of the same name, which is a tributary of the river Benue. Katsina is surrounded by ancient city walls 21 kilometers in length and is believed to have been founded by Sirsa in 1500. In pre-Islamic times, Katsina's semi-divine ruler was known as Sarki. From the 17th to the 18th century, Katsina was the commercial heart of Hausa land and became the largest of the 7 Hausa city-states. The state has maintained its cultural heritage over the years.
After the famous name of Timbuktu is an educational center, Katsina made its mark on giving leadership to education. And it had a history of many people there from North Africa, from East, from all over, coming to Katsina for education or as a route for commercial purposes.
We started as a province, one of the 12 provinces in the then northern Nigeria. And before we got the 13th province, which is the Sadona province. Katsina used to be one of the forefront provinces because when you talk of education, it was Katsina. When you talk about trade, it was Katsina. In other words, when you talk about civilization, it was Katsina because it is the route, it was the route from which northeastern part of Africa and beyond came into northern Nigeria, even before Kano. If you go into history, you'll find that notable figures like Sheikh Magili, who has been well touted for in Kano, first came to Katsina and settled.
Katsina State, northwest Nigeria, was carved out of the old Kaduna State in September 1987. With a total population of over 6 million people, it covers a total landmass of 24,192 square kilometers and is bounded in the north by Niger Republic, in the east by Kano State, to the south by Kaduna State, and to the west by Zamfara State. The state is made up of two emirates, namely Katsina and Daura Emirates. Katsina is a predominantly Hausa Fulani state. Most people speak only Hausa. A great majority of the people are settled cultivators and traders. But there's a considerable number of nomadic cattle Fulanis whose men rear livestock, while the women hawk locally prepared fermented milk in towns and villages.
Abdul-Jabbar, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful, and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, So help me God. Amen. I, Ibrahim Shehu Shema, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful, and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, So help me God.
Collectively, in 2007, the people of Katsina State rose up with one voice and elected their optimal governor, His Excellency Barrister Ibrahim Shehu Shema, a choice they have never regretted. Little wonder why he was re-elected in 2011 to continue with the good works he inherited from the past administration of the late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who served 2 terms of 4 years each as governor of the state, before rising to become president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Certainly, this state has been put on a good pedestal. Solid foundation has been laid by late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who was governor of Katsina State, 1999 through 2007. I came on board in 2007 with a clear understanding of the developmental strides and purposeful leadership offered by the late President then as governor. And the first outing for me was to ensure that every single project I inherited from my predecessor is first completed before I move on to others. The economic, political, and social strata of Katsina, has tremendously improved since 1999. And of course, when we came on board in 2007, we made it very clear that our focus will remain in certain critical areas of need of our society and our state. Number 1, education. Number 2, agriculture. Number 3, infrastructural development. And of course, youth empowerment, solar mineral prospecting, Medicare, and the rest of it.
All the way from 2007, the wishes and aspirations of the good people of Katsina State have been fulfilled. The people are happy with his achievements.
Gaskiya babu abin da za mu ce da wannan gwamnati ta Shema sai dai Allah ya saka masa da alkhairi, Allah ya sa ya fi haka. Ba don komi ba domin idan ka duba cikin Katsina, za ka ga cewa Katsina an mata gine-gine wanda yake gine-ginen yanzu idan ka duba su, za ka ga cewa in ba irin Abuja ka je ko Lagos ba za ka ga irin waɗannan gine-ginen ba. Wannan gwamna namu babu abin da za mu ce mai, ya kamata mu masa jinjina irin gudunmawar da ya bamu a wajen gine-gine don ya gina mana garinmu, ya ga cewar garinmu ya zama kamar London.
You see, I am an indigene of this place. Not only indigene of Katsina State, but indigene of Katsina Town. And really what I have seen has changed my paradigm on the opinion of the performance of the government. I think they have done well, and I believe that the projects that have been executed are the projects that will have impact on the socio-economic development of this state.
Governor Ibrahim Shehu Shema is no doubt committed to everything and anything that keeps Katsina State on the trajectory of progress. That is why he developed a concept tagged Community Development Committees, constituted with persons of enviable proven integrity, who, together, suggest various areas of improvement that need government attention, as the state voyages on the track of sustainable growth and development.
In critical, governance requirements, the needs of the people are uppermost in our minds. So before we could take off to do anything, we set up what is popularly known in Katsina today as community development committees in each of the 34 local governments we have in the state. And in each of these committees, you have representation of the business class, the women group, the youth group, 3 elders from the community of impeccable character and integrity, and of course, the member of State Assembly representing that community, a traditional institutional representation, and of course, we ask this team of people who are not necessarily belonging to a political party, but people who are entrenched in their communities and highly respected, that they should come together and tell us what their communities require in terms of developmental needs of the society.
27 years after General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, the Niger State-born general, created it, Katsina State has become one of Nigeria's more accountable and developing states, arising from the heritage of resourceful leadership that has seen Governor Ibrahim Shehu Shema as one of Nigeria's most prudent managers of resources.
Katsina State is exceptionally lucky to have late Musa Yar'Adua, may his soul rest in perfect peace, and the present governor, Alhaji Ibrahim Shehu Shema. Now, if somebody is well disciplined in managing his resources, obviously it will translate into positive activities. Now, they adhere to the 30-70 ratio in terms of implementation of budgets, and they make sure whatever expenditure the state government was supposed to incur, we don't exceed that 30-70. So because of the prudence in managing the resources, we ensure that in the last 7.5 years of this administration, we have never failed in paying our salaries as and when due.
I am overwhelmed by the quality of leadership being provided by Governor Shema. Even to look at the ring road alone, to look at the new government complex. I mean, these are things I have never seen anywhere before. And I was privileged to listen to him this evening. He said he has never borrowed 1 kobo since he came into office. And secondly, that he spent 18 months completing the projects that his predecessor started. And he didn't do anything about his own until he completed those projects. So here, you don't have uncompleted projects in Katsina State.
Coming here has also enabled us to see the good work the governor has done. Good roads, good roads, good roads, beautiful environment. We've heard of other things like free education, we've heard about the healthcare situation, we've heard about development in many areas. So if we didn't come, we may not have learned all that firsthand.
His courteous approach to governance, his ever-consulting style of leadership, and his colossus conception of the wishes and aspirations of the people have made many to give him the thumbs up in their admiration for him. This is why he has continued to enjoy the cooperation of the people from all walks of life across the state. From the beginning, there was always been a harmonious working relationship between the executive and the legislative arms of government in the state, especially in regards to the timely consideration and passage of the state's budget. Undeniably, Governor Shema has proven to be an achiever of unprecedented feats, as advanced from various enviable foundations that were laid by different distinguished military and civilian administrations who led the state before Shema. Colonel Abdullahi Sarki Mukhtar was the first governor of the state from September 1987 to July 1988. He was succeeded by Colonel Lawrence Onoja, July 1988 to December 1989. And Colonel John Yahaya Maidaki succeeded him from December 1989 to January 1992. Alhaji Saidu Barda became the first civilian governor of Katsina State and presided over the affairs of the state from January 1992 to November 1993. The Nigerian military then came back with Navy Captain Emmanuel Acholonu, 9th December 1993 to 22nd August 1996. Colonel Samaila Bature Chama, 22nd August 1996 to August 1998. And then Colonel Joseph Akaigege, August 1998 to May 1999. With a return to civil rule in 1999, Alhaji Umaru Musa Yar'Adua became the second elected governor of Katsina State when he was sworn in on 29th May 1999. He served for 2 consecutive terms which ended in 2007. And presently, Dr. Ibrahim Shehu Shema, 2007 till date. Katsina State is home to 2 past Nigerian leaders, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, December 31st, 1983 to August 27th, 1985, and Alhaji Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, 29th May 2007, until he died on May 5th, 2010. Other Katsina State dignitaries include the late General Hassan Usman Katsina, Major General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, former Chief Justice of the Federation Alhaji Muhammadu Bello, 2 past Inspectors General of Police Alhaji Muhammadu Diko Yusuf and Alhaji Ibrahim Kumasi, and pioneer chairman of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, the late Alhaji Hamza Rafindai Zayad, amongst others. Katsina is home to quite a number of some of the best and brightest Nigerian public servants, politicians, and military top brass. Dr. Ibrahim Shehu Shema became the 3rd democratically elected governor of Katsina State, whose almost 8-year tenure can aptly be described as a performance-based leadership. He came in with an unrivaled drive to expeditiously position the state for rapid, purposeful development.
We ask the people what they need. I don't sit down in my office as a governor and decide I want to construct 3,000 boreholes and decide where to put them. Because the tendency is, if you take a borehole to a community, that may not be their need. It may be they need a hospital. They already have a borehole. Without having the data in place, there's no how you can know where to place what. But with this information coming to us and the breaking down, our budgeting system in Katsina since 2008 was always around the needs of our people. Water Ministry resources will make budget according to the demand for water supply. Agriculture will make provisions according to the demand for agricultural needs. Education will make provision for the needs in education sector. The same thing will be health, infrastructure, and other sectors. So that way, our developmental program was all-encompassing, and it meets precisely the requirement of the people in the rural areas.
70% is capital under our budget arrangement. So obviously, we have more resources. Assuming maybe we generate about total 100 billion in a year, 70 billion goes to capital, while 30 is for recurrent. So because of that arrangement, you find that there are a lot of projects that even when the present governor came into power, he had to go around through community development activities, and then each community gave what they want the government to do for them.
As a governor who shares the late great son of Africa, Nelson Mandela's thoughts that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, Governor Shema in 2007 initiated a complete overhaul of the educational sector in the state. He declared free and compulsory education from primary to senior secondary school levels for all Nigerian children resident in the state, irrespective of tribe, ethnic affiliation, or religion. The free education policy was well thought out and adequately funded, with the attendant availability of instructional materials including teaching aids, many schools were renovated. In addition, 200 new secondary schools and 34 new girl-child schools were built. 38 blocks of one-story building of new primary schools were also constructed, amongst others.
Because of the introduction of pre-education, whereby the state government shoulders everything in terms of running costs, in terms of instructional material, in terms of everything. In fact, no parent pay a single kobo to educate his child at the basic and the senior secondary school level.
The government of Ibrahim Shehu Shema also settles examination fees for the West African Examinations Council (WAEC), the National Examinations Council (NECO), and the National Business and Technical Examinations Board (NABTEB). About 17,157 teachers were offered in-service training, and a backlog of 2,560 secondary school teachers were promoted. Over 2,000 Katsina State students were sponsored to Sudan, Jordan, and the USA to study various degree programs including medicine, pharmacy, nursing, Arabic language, computing, calligraphy, engineering, manuscript, amongst a host of other disciplines. The state government also contributed over 2 billion naira to the setting up of the first federal university in Katsina State, located in Dutsemma. It is a well-known fact that tertiary institutions in Katsina State can compete with any similar institution anywhere in the country. This was achieved through ensuring quality in all that makes up any such institution. Talk about teachers, they are well trained, and payment of salaries is accorded great attention to ensure timeliness.
Umar Musa Yar'Adua University is one of the universities in Nigeria that has got fiber infrastructure within the municipality and across the campus. This is 100% connectivity. You hardly could see a university with such kind of facility today. And this is facilitating our communication, intranet within our services at the local level, and also help facilitate our information dissemination and transmission.
Equally, students are provided with a conducive environment for learning. The Umaru Musa Yar'Adua University, Katsina, is one such learning place that has endeared many students from all over Nigeria to it.
The reason why I choose this university among other universities in Nigeria, because even though it is regarded as a baby university, it's a university that is full of prospect. It's a university that one can see vividly that it will achieve greater heights in the nearest future.
We have professional teachers, that is in the sense of lecturers. We have lecturers from different parts of the world here in the university. And above all, people here in Katsina State, most especially our students, are very, very good people, friendly, violence-free, and above all, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua University is one of the most conducive universities to me here in Nigeria.
The school has a large modern auditorium. It was built with the singular purpose of serving as many lecturers and students as may need to use it. This quality in education requirements was also impartially extended to the Hassan Usman Katsina Polytechnic, as well as the Katsina Nursing School, amongst other tertiary schools in the state. In demonstration of Dr. Shema's resolve to ensure that every child in Katsina State has access to education, 70 Allo model schools were built across the 34 local government areas of the state to support Almajiri education. Presently, the Allo schools have a total student population of about 17,091. Feeding and clothing, as well as learning and teaching materials are provided for all the pupils and their 70 teachers by the government. The health sector in Katsina State has experienced an unprecedented revolution since the advent of the administration of Alhaji Ibrahim Shema. The government has invested enormous financial resources through the Ministry of Health to revamp and restructure the sector in order to make healthcare delivery not only accessible for every resident of Katsina State, but also available to ensure that nobody dies from preventable diseases. The governor ensured the completion of the 169-bed Ture Eradua Maternal and Children's Hospital, Katsina. He improved the conditions of all general hospitals in the state through renovation and upgrading of all the structures, as well as the procurement of modern hospital equipment and implements. The Shema-led administration provides free treatment for all antenatal care, including delivery and cesarean sections, all cases of malaria, psychiatry, and accidents within the first 48 hours. The Babaruga Hospital has been providing prompt care to patients of vesico-vaginal fistula (VVF), as well as tuberculosis and leprosy diseases. It is the largest center providing the highest number of VVF surgeries in the whole world. Governor Shema also constructed a 250-bed orthopedic hospital. This state-of-the-art hospital was constructed to take care of the health needs of people who, in many cases, would have had to travel outside Nigeria to obtain quality medical care. The hospital is one of a kind in Nigeria, as none of such has ever been built by any state government in the country. The hospital is comprised of the Accident and Emergency Ward, a gymnasium, wards and staff offices, amongst other places that make up the hospital.